B-list Meghan Markle was ill-prepared to be the world's most famous woman, expert Katie Nichols says. She says Meghan Markle's time in the spotlight as star of the TV show Suits did not fully prepare her for life as Prince Harry's wife. As an actress, Meghan was used to being photographed, but she said herself there was this suggestion that she would be able to handle the press attention and find her way in the spotlight because of her previous experience. I can't tell you how many times I heard that. She's used to being in front of the camera. She's used to dealing with crowds. Whereas actually, I think what she encountered was almost impossible to prepare for, and certainly her experience as a B-list actress wasn't going to stand her in good stead for suddenly becoming the most famous woman in the world. It became very apparent from that documentary in Africa that perhaps while she made it look easy, it obviously wasn't easy. She hijacked the documentary in Africa to make it all about herself and to complain about how difficult it was and to play the victim narrative. The Queen offered Harry and Meghan life without royal titles before the wedding. Did they trick the Queen? Did she trick Harry? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's decision to step back as senior royals will see the couple cease to use their Royal Highness titles from March 2020. Okay, they're not supposed to be using it anymore. They're still calling themselves Duke and Duchess of Sussex. However, a new report suggests the couple had the opportunity to forego royal titles altogether ahead of their wedding 2 years ago, an offer they declined. So clearly the Queen saw this coming, that Meghan might not want to stop acting, and she was clearly motivated by this, and she was trying to push her, look, you're either going to be a duchess or you're going to be an actress. According to the source, Her Majesty wanted to give Meghan a smooth introduction into life as part of the monarchy in a way that would allow her to continue her acting work, which is exactly what she's done. She literally never stopped doing acting work, and she had to make a choice between acting or being the Duchess of Sussex. Quote, the offer would have allowed her to carry on her career, but she was happy to stop acting to become a working member of the royal family. Royal officials were frustrated that she and Harry now appear to be saying they were pressured into quitting royal life. Meghan was clearly given a choice. When she was introduced to Harry in 2016, Meghan was already a successful actress, and there are varying levels of success, having played a leading role on the TV drama Suits. To some degree, she was a successful actress. She had $5 million or something, which is not bad. She's wealthy. She gave it up the following year to move to the UK and cement her relationship with the prince, speaking about the decision in the couple's joint interview with the BBC. Quote, I don't see it as giving anything up. I just see it as a change. It's a new chapter, right? Also, keep in mind, I've been working on my show for 7 years. That show was about to go off the air. Once we hit the 100 episode mark, I thought, you know what? I ticked this box. I feel very proud of the work I've done there, and now it's time to work as a team with Harry. I remember this interview. In the same interview, the couple spoke of their eagerness to get to work with the royal family. Quote, once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take very seriously. That summarizes, she truly understands what it is to be a royal. The access and the voice, standing in front and speaking to the people. That's what it is to be a royal. Harry chimed in. There's a hell of a lot of stuff and work that needs to be doing. Both of us have passions for wanting to make change for good. Harry continued, once Meghan and I were married, we were excited, we were hopeful, and we were here to serve. And yet it's all gone completely the other direction. Meghan just simply went back to acting, and she took Harry away from the royal family. Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. Was Meghan Markle ill-prepared to become the world's most famous woman? I mean, everything just went to, throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's like she didn't try. I mean, was she Did she just not try? Did everything go wrong? I mean, she's constantly screaming bigotry and sexism, and everybody's mistreating her. Or did she trick Harry and the Queen? That's what I want to look at this morning. I mean, how did it all go so wrong? And were they planning to be it seems like they were planning to be a new kind of royal from the very beginning. So, what happened? She wanted to, and the Queen offered to let them, live without titles. So clearly she was talking about this beforehand. They live in the palace, but they don't have titles and they don't have duties, and Meghan can continue to, do acting and all that stuff, and they'll figure it out, but they won't have titles. And she rejected that. Did she really just want the titles? I mean, what happened? All right, so was B-list, and some will say she's C-list or D-list or even Z-list, was she ill-prepared to be the world's most famous woman? Let's look at that. Goodness, these cards are not cooperating today. What is that? What is all this? Right, so she also William and Kate it's being said that William and Kate are looking to sue Tatler. We'll have to see how that turns out. Okay, so was Meghan ill-prepared to become the world's most famous woman? Because she absolutely is one of the most famous women in the world right now. That can change. These things change. Opportunity, roadblock, and coffin. Secrets hidden in the box. Too many secrets blocked this opportunity. 9, so 8 and 5, 13. Family secrets. She has all kinds of secrets in her family. She likely, I did a reading, and I believe that she has a daughter from her first marriage. She was married 2 other times. Trevor Engelson and a lawyer, I forget his name, but she had a daughter with the lawyer who lives in Albuquerque. And is now like 16, 17. So she just had too many secrets. And she was always afraid that they would come out. And big changes and executioner. And why didn't palace security vet her properly? They probably did. And a lot of people think that she, did the I'm pregnant ploy, and then, oh, I'm not pregnant after all, after she got the proposal and everything. So that is what makes sense, frankly, is the I'm pregnant ploy. Because she wouldn't have made it, it seems to me that Meghan would not have made it past royal security and the vetting process. Because I have security clearances. I know what that's like. Now, they would have been a bit more subtle, but they would have interviewed her, they would have spoke to her, asked her some questions, but they would have just quietly researched her background. And the methods to do these things are very well established because of things like government, okay, because of the processes that I went through. So, and even when I retired, right before I retired, they put me through another security clearance. Unbelievable. And I said, I'm retiring, right? And they're like, oh, well, we'll give you the higher grade level. We'll slip you right into this promotion if you just don't leave. They love security clearances. Anyway. So it looks like she had it was a great opportunity, but she had a lot of secrets. And that's why she's always blaming everybody else, always misdirecting people somewhere else. Big changes, karmic shift. This does look like these big changes were decreed by the very powerful. The Queen, William, Charles, they just said, she's got to go. It was decided complete, the executioner has the power of life and death. They cut the head off. So it doesn't matter what you think or what you want. They can act, and their will be done. In the outcome, woman, Jacob's ladder, home. This is the royal family. The woman, in her journey in the royal family, she made very selfish decisions that will benefit her. The fox is quite selfish. Okay, so her decisions were not looking at the other royals. So she had too many secrets, and she was a bit too selfish. And, Harry and Meghan, Harry specifically said, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave the royal family. We wanted to be half in, half out. It wasn't my decision. We were pushed out. The executioner says they actually, at the end of the day, they were pushed out. Did Meghan Markle intentionally trick the Queen? Because she was offered to live in, life without the royal titles, and then she could do as she wished. And she could live this very private life with so many perks. But she refused that. Was it really just all about the titles? Did she trick the Queen? Let's look at Meghan and the Queen. Did Meghan intentionally trick the Queen just so she could get the titles? Because having those royal titles is really unique and powerful. I mean, there's just a few people on planet Earth with royal titles like that. And so it's incredibly powerful to, have these royal titles. So let's see. Did Meghan trick the Queen? Mercury talking, hidden talking, 1825, 7 hearts. Okay. Sevens return forever. We have deception. She's hiding a lot of stuff. Again, we have hiding stuff. The basis of both of the readings so far is she's hiding stuff on an ongoing basis. She's rather quite deceptive. This is not uncommon. I've met both men and women like this. Deceptive talking, communicating to get to the highest place. She was hiding a lot of stuff. She was hiding her true motivations. Definitely she was hiding her true motivations. And she was telling them, she was playing a role. She was telling them what they wanted to hear. And I think, Harry's this very casual person, always wearing the same worn out shoes and nappy pants. And Meghan started looking like that initially. She was adapting more to Harry's style, and probably adapting to his words, and then very much mirroring Diana. And as soon as she got in, all of that changed, and she became a huge diva. Okay, so to get in there, she was hiding her true intentions, definitely, and speaking hidden so she could get to the top. The Queen, butterfly, committed, diamond ring, and yes, the key is the commitment. The key is the commitment for the Queen, and 3 clubs. The key is the commitment. And so for the Queen, she just really needed the commitment. So the Queen did say to Meghan and Harry, you can live without the titles. And Meghan, and they said all the right words, and I even read those words to you. And once the Queen heard the commitment to live this life, to transform and live this life, she's like, okay, let's see how it goes. They had to kick them out, but that was enough for her. The Queen took her at her word and then waited to see what she would do. Trinity, straight razor for ace of spades. So not working together. Trinity is the ultimate working together card. 3 in 1, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. They work perfectly as one. So not working together. So not working for the same end. So this is her, it's not just that she was deceptive to the queen. She keeps her motivations hidden from everyone all the time to achieve her goals. Yeah. So she didn't just deceive the queen. That's how Meghan is. She would also keep her motivations hidden from Harry. Did Meghan, really give it her all to become the Duchess and to transform into this charitable person, to become a Duchess and to become, the head of all these charities and, represent all these things? And that's what they do. They represent things. They put their weight of the royal palace behind different causes. That's what they do. So did she give it her all, or did she give like half effort, no effort, or she was never committed and it's all just deception? So did Meghan give her all to becoming a Duchess? Because people are kind of upset that she was only in the royal palace for a year. Did Meghan give her all? On the surface, good intentions for the crown and working really hard. 16, 17, 5 hearts, reacting to circumstances. So on the surface, she did give it her all. On the surface, she really put her nose to the grindstone. She just really tried as hard as she could, and she had the best of intentions, and that's what's on the surface. Okay, underneath, cast out her actions, man and cast out, and strength, an angel, and broken chalice. No, not an angel. In her foundation, she is not an angel. Okay, so a devil, basically. Not an angel, a devil. Untruthful, acting selfishly. Her sick, direct actions. So she was recording people, she was writing a diary, she was taking notes. She, from the beginning, Obed Scobie, her ultimate sugar, was writing this book. She was constantly preparing her exit. That's what I saw her doing, accumulating a lot. So underneath, even though on the surface she's telling you every day how hard she's working and she's working herself to the bone and she just can't do any better and how can I do any better? Underneath, all of her actions are contrary to what she's telling you. Okay, so not an angel and directly working against the foundation of the royal family. Direct actions against the foundation. So she's there's a schism, there's a break, there's cognitive dissonance, there's a real split between what Meghan says she's doing and what she is actually doing. So did she give her all? All of her actions, all of her hidden actions were against the royal palace. All of her words were for the royal palace. So, on a scale from 0 to 10, with 10 being working as hard as she possibly can, and 0 is being, wow, it's like you're not even here. Meghan is a negative 100 because all of her actions are against the interests of the royal family. And I would further point out that her actions are actually against the best interests of Harry as well. And I think this move to LA, nothing could be clearer than dragging him out of the royal family and moving Harry to LA. How can this possibly work out for Harry? It can't. Harry cannot live in LA. He is a prince and he needs to go back. This is so selfish that it's just quite obvious. So, has Meghan succeeded in becoming the most famous or infamous woman on the planet? Has she succeeded in becoming the most famous woman on the planet? Because I wonder, a lot of people are saying that her celebrity will just simply fade. In 5 years, we're going to be like, Meghan who? we're not going to remember. Nobody's going to know who she is. And I know this from personal experience. I have a friend who won an Emmy. I'm sorry, a Grammy. And his star seems to have faded. He was big for a while, and his star seems to have really faded, and he doesn't seem to understand how to make that, to make a comeback. And so it's very common in Hollywood. One-trick wonders. Very, very common. So because they don't understand how they got there, so they don't understand how to keep it going. Okay, it just kind of, especially these child actors, it just kind of happens to them. And they didn't get there through hard work and being the best actor or actress in the whole world, and then they don't know how to get that fame back. They don't know what to do. And no one's going to tell you, because and part of that is because everyone's different. So did Meghan succeed in becoming the most famous or infamous woman on the planet? Is Meghan Markle the most famous woman? Sun is the bright star of fame. Beautiful image and a star. 4 and 12, 16. 4 spades. 4 spades can be the end, coffin, death, the end, a slow death. So right now, this is past, this is present. Right now, this says she is the most famous or one of the most famous women on the planet right now. But in the future, we have the snake. Troubles are lying on the path, in the grass. Okay, very difficult problems end. And these troubles can bring an end to her fame. Okay, so definitely she is exceptionally famous right now. This does not say infamous. This says famous, like beautiful image. Okay, but there's trouble coming and an ending. So there's many endings. There's many cycles in life. And this is what cards are good for. They tell you about different cycles. There's smaller cycles and there's medium cycles and then there's really big cycles. And as these cycles end, new cycles begin. And the question is, will the new cycle bring even greater fame and fortune and success, or will it be something very different? And that's for every single person. Okay, so great difficulties in the future, and 4 spades is also secrets, hidden in the box, or an ending. So this cycle of huge fame is coming towards great difficulty and an ending. What's underneath? We have lovers, the close relationship, foundation, which is a lot of money, and strong rooting, 12, 3 spades. Because of her marriage, she has a lot of money and a strong rooting, but there's a lot of conflict in this marriage. Okay, so she's famous. What's underneath? The foundation of her worldwide fame is her marriage to Harry. And when that marriage ends, it's going to create a lot of problems for her because that's what makes her famous. Will she be able to keep her status as a royal? Okay, because that's what makes her famous. That's why all these A-list Hollywood celebrity strangers came to her wedding. She never met a lot of these people, and she invited them to her wedding, and they came. It's because she's royal, okay? And when that's gone, and it makes me wonder, is she just going to simply hold on to Harry for dear life and never let him go? Okay, because I think without Harry, she's a nobody again. She's a nobody with a little bit of money, okay, and who was famous. And that can, so anyway, because her fame is not based on herself. Her fame is based on being a royal. And that royalty comes through Harry, through marriage to Harry. Okay, so let's look at this. Was Meghan ill-prepared to become the most famous world on the planet? It was a great opportunity. She grabbed it, but there's all kinds of secrets that she's hiding. She is a woman with a lot of secrets. And it's a matter of time. She's suing the papers. She's suing the media. It's just a matter of time before those secrets come out. I think they already have the scoop, and they're waiting for the unraveling of these lawsuits, and then they're going to start revealing these secrets. There's so many secrets. There's the yacht girl, the baby from previous. There's another marriage. There's all the secrets about Archie and the fake pregnancy. It just keeps going and going and going and going. So the palace decided to cut Meghan. They just saw all these problems, and the Queen cut Meghan. And her journey in the royal family, selfish. She was too selfish. She had too many secrets, and she was more of a liability than an asset. And the Queen cut her. Okay, so she just had too much baggage. She had too much baggage. Did Meghan trick the Queen for the titles? The Sevens return forever. She tricks everyone. She never tells everyone the real story. She tells people what, and this is constant, this is forever and never changes. She gets to the top by telling people, by hiding things and telling people what they want to hear, because she's a woman with a lot of secrets. The Queen took her at face value. The commitment is what she wanted to hear, and Meghan told her, yes, I'm very committed, and so she said, okay, let's go ahead. But she wasn't working with the palace. Did Meghan give her all? On the surface, she's always telling you how hard she's working. Underneath, all of her actions are selfish, and she's a devil. Not an angel, she's a devil. And she's always working, all of her actions were working against being a duchess, which is going to destroy everything. Is Meghan Markle the most famous woman on the planet? Right now, she has incredible fame. But this is going to come. Nothing happens forever. Things cycle through. They go from ace to 10. And when it hits 10, it rolls over back to 1, and you hit a new cycle. Well, right now, she's incredibly famous, but she's coming up to difficulty, and she's going to come to a new cycle. And Ace of Diamonds is incredible fame. And she's famous because of her relationship with Harry. And if she's not able to hold on to that, and I don't see how she possibly can, because Harry cannot live in the United States. He can't live in a non-Commonwealth country. He needs to go back to the royals. It's just nothing but problems for her right now. So this cycle has to end. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. Find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to the generous folks who purchased me a cup of tea. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment.